Hello friends, welcome back to Rose Tarot and Astrology. This is an astrology and tarot reading for Sunday, October 15, 2023. And as you know, I like to do these readings for the collective, and I like to start with the card that represents the current decan that we're in. So the current decan is the 29th uh, out of 36 this year. And that is the decan represented by the Four of Swords. So let's talk a moment about the Four of Swords. If you think about the Four of Swords following on the Three of Swords, the Three of Swords is this sort of heartbreak and betrayal card, or if not heartbreak and betrayal, just, maybe some conversation or some realizations that really got down to the core of the matter for us and kind of can cut to the core. It can take a little bit of time to heal, right? So here we are at the Four of Swords, and it's time to sort of retreat. We're getting away from the hustle and bustle of the daily world. You know, I always thought of this as looking sort of like a dead man laying on a sarcophagus, but it's really just meant to be about taking time for peaceful contemplation, right? Like taking in what it is that you've been through, what you've discovered, what you've realized, what you've learned on your adventure so far, okay? It's okay to take time out, to digest it, to rest your nervous system, to spend time in peace and quiet, and just sort of reflect on, again, what you've been through, and also what it is that you want to do when you move on from here, right? So this is just a time for quiet reflection. It's a time to, again, rest your nervous system and enjoy a little peace time. Now I'm going to turn over a card. We got the Queen of Wands today. So the Queen of Wands is a leader, okay? So first of all, we want to say that as a person who leads people, as a person who is a ruler, she is in that position because she's in service, right? When you are in charge of a lot of people, it's not so much about being the boss and telling other people what to do as it is about, making sure that the people who rely on you get taken care of. So that's one thing we always want to remember when we're talking, especially about queens and kings, emperor and empress, people like that. Realize that they take responsibility for other people from their positions of leadership. And the Queen of Wands is the fire element. So that's about sort of impulsiveness, impetuousness. It's about action, and it's about having that will to act. Okay, so there'll be some impatience involved. There'll be a little bit of foresight involved. Being a fiery disposition like the Queen of Wands is like carrying a torch with you everywhere you go. You can see a little bit ahead, and so people tend to think that you're really fast, but you're just ready to act, and you kind of see what's coming a lot of the time, at least in the near future. And the Queen of Wands is somebody who is sort of dealt with her dark side, learned to embrace herself, and sort of not feel ashamed of herself, or not make herself wrong simply because she occasionally has a little bit of more of a show of strength about her. Okay, she's got a very strong will, and she's willing to push to get things done, right? And so some people might call a domineering woman like that sort of, a bitch or a jerk, or just somebody that is less than pleasant to always deal with, right? But in leadership, it's not necessarily always about being pleasant for people. And the Queen of Wands embraces that. She's fine if you're not happy with the way she expresses herself, because she knows why she's doing what she's doing, and she knows she needs to take action to, in order to lead. In other words, in order to care for and serve the people that she rules. So we love the Queen of Wands. The sunflower is like an element of sunshine there. So that's joy, and it's and wands bring determination. They really bring a grit of character, you know, to somebody who can just really push forward, you know, sort of against all odds even. There's the lion there. There are the two lions' heads there. So that's, you know, that's a point of, you know, pride. It talks about taking pride in our families and our loved ones. It also talks about taking pride in our own work and the behaviors, the work that we do, the way we behave in the world. Okay, so this is a person who has a lot of pride. She doesn't really care to be bossed around. She's going to push back if you push her. Maybe this represents some of you who are listening right now. And if that's the case, you know, we're in this period of time when it's really a good idea to be thinking about taking a rest, taking a little break, okay? So even somebody who goes and goes all the time, even somebody who has the foresight and wants to take action and feels very motivated, even those people occasionally need to take a rest, right? Air feeds fire, okay? So this kind of air is about sort of really resting and contemplating, giving yourself some space, giving your nervous system some space, giving your mind, your brain some space to sort of encompass everything it is that you're working on and everything it is that has you know, occurred for you lately. And especially if something hurt recently, if some hard words were said, or you had to say some hard words, or you know, something sort of broke down, or you came to a realization that was not necessarily fun to realize, right? It's okay to stop pushing for a little while. It's okay to sort of put your wand down and take a little nap from time to time, all right? Go get a massage, just relax a little bit. We don't have to keep going and going all the time. In fact, I mean, I really agree that, you know, once you just stop and sit down and stop doing anything, then you know, your life is pretty much lived, right? But you know, this is a person who lives life by constantly being in motion. And there's an element to that. A lot of us struggle with anxiety, and I'm aware of that. There's an element of this, you know, always doing, never stopping sort of personality or way of being that that makes me think of the kind of anxiety where a person just doesn't want to sit down and, you know, stop and think for a little while, right? It's almost as though if we stop, we have to think. And if we think, then we're not going to be really happy with what we discover about ourselves. You know, unfortunately, you know, with contemplation usually comes some sort of personal revelation and some sort of like desire to change. And so, you know, it's for the sake of getting better. It's for the sake of being better. It's for the sake of not going around in the world overstimulated all the time and feeling like if you don't stop pushing, then everything will stop. If you stop pushing for a little while, everything will not stop, okay? You deserve time out. And, you know, even if you're one of those people who's maybe got a house full of people, maybe you're parenting, that kind of thing, and you have to lock yourself in the bathroom for an hour and say, Mom is not here, you know, do it. Take the time to sort of contemplate what you think and how you feel and what you want from the situations you're in, from the commitments you've made, and, you know, for yourself and for the people that you lead as well. Okay, friends, that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. I sure do appreciate it. And I'll see you all in the next one.